we're in day 4 with May and June, and they're on their own, no tractor, no broke mule, nothing. Day 1, we started them with Alice. Day 2, I showed y'all we use a tractor. Day 3, yesterday, I worked on just these two. I started them and finished just these two. They picked up on going and woeing. Fair. We're still working on it. We won't move into the next phase until they get what I want learned first down, which is woe and go. I want them to stay together. June has kind of been rough getting started. She's wanting to kind of rear up a little, when we first take off. And I want, if she does it today, I want y'all to see that, because that is an issue. Their mouths are getting a little sore from driving and turning. We've been doing a lot of figure eights and going up here through these trees and whatnot, so their mouths are a little sore. She's still fighting it a little, not near as hard as she did the first day, but she's still fighting it a little. So I think a lot of her problem when we first started, her just having a sore mouth. I'm not using the buck back today, and I went back to stay chains on the cart. We put stay chains, put them back on, and got them fairly snug yesterday. I got them a little travel, but not a lot, and that's going to discourage that behavior of jumping ahead and trying to get way out there. And if she does, then she's going to get most of the load. So I've done got them a good enough handle on them now. I can hold them with the lines, couple with the tires, couple with the stay chains. So I'm going to leave the buck back off. And the reason why is because I don't want her, she's a little more sensitive than May is. So whenever we start off, May will kind of just drag around, which is what I like, by the way. Well, June, she's more receptive and pays a little bit more attention. She's ready. She's ready to go. So when I tell them, quit that now, quit. When I tell them to go, of course, she's ready to go, and she runs up there and hits that buck back. Her mouth being sore, it makes her want to rear up. Okay, so we want to be easy on her mouth and try to give her the easiest possible start we can. So that's why I got rid of the buck back. I don't believe we need it. I'm still tying them up right now. We're not driving down here just yet from the barn, but we will. That's coming in the next few days. But before we do, I want them to have a good woe. I want June to stop what she's doing with that rearing up, because God forbid I start ground driving them and she starts all that rearing up, wanting to run away and all that mess too. We don't want that. I want them under a controlled environment. And y'all, the reason why I don't work them single before when I start them, with some animals you can do that and you'll get by just all right. With most mules, you will have problems. Either they won't want to go, they'll rear up, they'll run sideways. You'll just have a whole lot of trouble that you can avoid and never have a problem in the beginning if you do it like what I showed you with Alice or with a tractor. You just won't have those problems. The tractor will make them go. Alice will make them go. It'll keep them lined up. June, settle down now. Hey, quit. Settle down. It'll make them keep moving forward instead of running sideways, rearing up, and all that mess. You keep their feet on the ground, keep them going forward. Get them wore down, get them tired. Then they learn it. They can't never do it to start with, and it don't never become a problem. So that's why I do what I do. Now, I will work them single in a little while. Once they go to getting kind of green broke, I'll break them up and work them single some. Single works good for them, y'all. It can't be replaced. There's nothing you can do that's better for these mules than working them single. Okay? I do want you to understand that. But the reason why I don't work them single in the beginning is simply to contain them, to keep them under control and moving forward. So, today, the plan is, since I know June has done this, the rearing up deal, she started it yesterday when we first went, but she also reared up on day number 2 when I had them by herself. She picked her front feet up off the ground, come back down, whatnot. And we just don't want to cause any kind of trouble like that. We don't. May's doing good. She's walking off good. I kind of have to use my stick on her sometime to make her go on because she's a little bit too slow. June needs to settle down and not be quite as responsive. May needs to get a little bit more responsive, if that makes any sense. I need to bring them together. Okay? And I told y'all I was going to take you along for all of it. These videos will probably be coming out like every couple days, 2 or 3 days. And some will be longer than others. It depends on what we're working on at the time. But for those of you that are genuinely interested in how to break a real work mule, and make a real work mule out of a mule, these videos are for you. I'm not doing it for entertainment. I'm doing it for educational purposes for the ones of you that really want to learn how to break a work mule and do it safely, okay? Green animals, y'all, if they're not broke, they're not broke. You can get hurt in a round pen or inside the barn driving them around with lines just as quick as you can get hurt out here doing what I'm doing. I cannot stress enough how dangerous this is. Be careful when you're working around these animals. Horses, mules, whatever. It don't matter. Be careful, okay? They can hurt you fast, and they can hurt you bad. Remember that. And if you'll approach this with all caution, see, like I've got them tied. I've got them chained up to the tree. They can't go nowhere. I've got the tongue tied up. They can't go nowhere. I got them contained until I got them hitched and everything. I had them contained until I got them hitched properly. Got everything set, got my lines on them, made double check my lines, and now we're ready to go. So the next order of business, I'm gonna unchain the tongue, undo my lead chains, and then we're gonna swing to the right towards June. And, oh well, I tell you what, we may come this way and go towards y'all to come away from June, because I don't want to have to pull on her no more than I have to, because that could cause her to rear up, you know, her mouth being sore and whatnot. So we're going to come towards y'all and kind of go around this way. I'll set y'all up where y'all can watch, okay, back here behind us. And we'll swing out and go this way, and I want y'all to see what happens. I'm going to put the GoPro on too, so y'all can see that footage from where I'm sitting. All right, first thing we're going to do is unchain the tongue. Y'all probably can't see what I'm doing, but that's the first thing I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna undo May first. Matter of fact, let me get my lines in my hands. Let's do that. Let me just get my lines up here where I can get a hold of them, should I need to. All right, so now I got my lines in my hands. Now we're going to do May 1st, and we're going to do June. Now I'm going to get back here where I can hold them. Now I am in a hurry to get on the cart, but I'm not in a hurry to take off. So I'm just going to hang out right here a minute. Remember, we want to attempt to go toward May. That's what we want to attempt to do. Whoa. I want to let them take their time. Let me get my stick right down here. Whoa. 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 Because I'm probably going to need it. So let me get my stick just to... I want to keep May moving. All right. Whoa. Now, definitely want to keep May moving, because if she goes to holding back too much on June, it could cause June to, you know, act up. We don't want that. Whoop, whoop. All right, stand up a little. Come here, Hall. There you go. Good girl. There you go, good girl. Now I'm not gonna hold much pressure on June right now. I want her just to get the idea that she can walk on off. I'm not gonna do too much steering. I'm just gonna let her go forward. Now I'm gonna turn toward June and come back toward the camera. Or turn toward May, I'm sorry. Easy now, easy. Get around, May. Now May's just kind of along for the ride right now. June's doing most of the work. Her stay chain's tight down there. All right, they're kind of settled in, just a little. All right, come here, G. Now I want to be real easy turning toward June right now. I don't want to do anything to make her rear up. Let's help her get that mouth healed up first. All right, so now let's just go out here and drive straight and level for a while and just kind of let them iron these kinks out. See how they're rubbing on each other and all that mess? Let's just go out here and let them drive forward and pull this tire a little while and kind of get their minds a little right. That was a pretty good start for the 4th day. Pretty good start. I just want to get June. I don't want to create a habit of her taking off and then rearing up. We want to avoid that. We don't even want to start that habit. And a lot of it's got to do with her mouth. But like I told y'all, she'll heal that mouth up all on her own, y'all. She'll learn not to push that bit so hard. And when they get them mouths healed up, see how I'm driving them right now? Look right here. That's how much pressure it's taking to hold them. That's how much pressure to take to hold them the rest of their life. Because they'll heal them mouths up and you won't ever get them sore again, ever. I promise you. You know how I was using that stud chain on her when I first started leading her to keep her under control? She's rough, y'all. She's a rough mule. She'll take advantage of you. But you know how I use that stud chain on her and got her under control? Got her to mind me. She stayed right with me. Now I don't even need the stud chain. Now I just lead her with a regular lead chain. She's real soft and easy. And she's gonna be a soft mule to drive too. She's gonna make a good work mule, y'all. You watch and see. I like this pair of mules already. I got high hopes for them. They're gonna be big and they're gonna be good. Now, see how they're starting to stay spread apart? We've been driving straight and level now for what? Oh, I don't know, 5 minutes? Something like that. Come here, G. G, mate. Now remember, when I ask them to turn, I pull a little and release. Pull a little and release. Pull a little and release. They don't learn from pressure, they learn from the release of pressure. Y'all remember that. Get in there, mate. Stay with her. They're a little bit excited and walking fast, just a little bit. Not bad, but a little faster than I like anyway. Some people would like them walking this fast, and that's fine. I don't like my team to walk that fast. I like them slow and easy. I like that low end torque, like a big diesel engine. They'll go to spreading out and settling in and walking real nice and all that good stuff here in a minute. And I got my stay chains on down there. I know some of y'all had asked about the other video, and I thought I put it in there. Maybe I didn't. But the reason why I had to take the buck back or the stay chains loose, y'all, on the first hitch with Alice is because of the buck back. That buck back won't work if the double tree don't swing. If you got stay chains on there, the double tree won't swing. Now right now I got stay chains back on there because I'm not using the buck back, and the stay chains will discourage them from getting uneven. So that's why I went back to stay chain. And also the buck back was a little rough on June because she was surging a little. And you can hook the buck back in the halter range. That'll work too. And that would have been just as good. You know, I could have hooked it in her halter and that would have avoided getting her mouth sore so bad. It would have just, come here, G. G, whoop, whoop. Come here, G. G, 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 whoop. You could have hooked in that halter ring and it would have avoided getting her mouth quite so sore. So that's another way of doing it. Y'all, 3 plus 2 is 5, but 4 plus 1 is 5 also. 7 minus 2 is 5, and 10 minus 5 is 5. There's a whole lot of ways to do one thing. And I'm not saying my way is the best way, I'm just saying it's the way I do it. Some of you had asked about how I get my mules broke, so that's why I'm doing these series of videos. I'm not doing it to show you how much I know or how good of a teamster I am or nothing like that, because it ain't about me. It's about the mules and it's about y'all. I'm passing on knowledge that these old timers have given to me. That's all I'm doing. It's not about me, it's about them. And I feel like I owe it to them. Come here, Haw. I owe it to them to pass it on to y'all. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I hope this series of videos helps you guys and it helps your mules and get your mules good broke. Everybody needs to own a good pair of broke work mules at least once in their life. All right, come here, G. You. Now see, now I can start kind of cranking on the lines just a little bit more. You know, she's not sensitive and her mouth is bad. She's kind of got the, you know, the edge took off. And I can be just a little bit rougher with the lines if I need to be to make her do what I need her to do. Come here, G. And she'll start giving them lines real good here in a little while, and she won't fight it at all. I'd say about another 3 days and they'll be humble as house cats. All right. I'm talking to them as I'm driving them. And you know, we'll go out here and drive straight and level wild, and we'll come back and do these figure eights for a while. Once they go to getting tired, and they're not even sweating right now, they're probably not going to sweat today because it's a little cool. But once they go to getting worked down a little and getting tired and slowing up, I'll start practicing whoa. But I'm not going to do that until they get tired. There's no point in it. They're not going to stand still right now. If I tell them to stop, they're just going to kind of dance around a little, and we don't want that. I want to wait till they get tired and then use that to my advantage. You got to be smarter than the mule, y'all, if you're going to get everything out of him. I like to see them spread out. I like to see them walking good and slow. They're walking pretty good right now. I like this gear that they're in. That's a good work gear. It's fast enough to make a mower work, but it's not too fast that you can't get out and walk if you need to beside them. Come here, G, May. G a little. When I want them to turn just a little bit, I tell them to G a little or haw a little. When I want them to come on around, I tell them G or tell them haw. And if I want them to pivot, I'll call one of them's name and tell them whoa, and I'll tell the other one to G or haw, whatnot. They'll learn all this. It just takes time. It's part of the breaking process. It's going to take me a good 3 months to get these mules broke like Alice and Kate is. And even then, it'll take them a year working in the woods to get as good as Kate and Alice is. But I believe they'll be every bit as good as Kate and Alice. They're doing real good right now. June is a little more typical of what you'll see in a work mule as far as handling them. A lot of mules are a little rough. June she's fairly rough. She's not the hardest mule I ever broke. There's been several of them that was a lot rougher than she is and meaner. But that's why I told y'all, that's why I do what I do. You can't use the same tactics on a mule that you use on a horse. It just don't work that way, y'all. These mules are too smart for that, and they'll get ahead of you. And then when they get ahead of you, it's hard for you to ever catch back up and get ahead of them. Now you can break a horse like you can, like this. You can break a horse like you do a mule and it'll work. But you can't do it the other way around. You got to contain these mules and stay 10 steps ahead of them at all times. See, I got all the slack out of my lines right now. I'm not putting any pressure on them. I'm just letting them walk. I'm holding just enough pressure to keep them apart, which ain't much. And they'll come in and out, kind of sway in and out on each other. And that's okay. They'll learn to stand up and walk straight. That load will help do that. They'll square up on that collar here in a day or two. Them shoulders go to getting just a little bit sore because they pull into one side. That's what that load will do. That load will make them stand up and square up. Now, as far as my load today, y'all, I've only got one tire behind them. I don't want to just work the dog crap out of them. I'm not trying to kill them. And I didn't want to have too much load on June when she first started. I didn't want that, you know, cause that to make her rear up either. I wanted her just to go on. We don't want to create no habits again. G, little. Come here, G. Come here, June. G. There you go. It'll be a little while before I ever give them their first break. It'll be 45 minutes to an hour before I ever let them stop the first time. We'll just keep driving around this field, keep doing circles. We'll go up here and we'll go through these trees, do figure eights, and just keep turning around and around. And really and truthfully, when you're up here doing these turns in these trees, that kind of gives them a break. I'm gonna swing up here by the camera and turn this other camera off. And I guess I will have to give them a break in order to do that. We'll see how they stop here. Whoa, June did pretty good. May she's still a little bit, she ain't quite got whoa yet, but June's picked up on it pretty good. Whoa, y'all. Now I'm gonna hold my lines back here and I'm gonna tie them up on this cart. And then that way, if they want to go, they got to pull this load with their mouth. And that ain't gonna work. They ain't gonna want to do that. All right. Now, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I got some sores on their legs. I'm not trying to hide nothing. Remember, I told y'all I was gonna tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. Y'all, if you work a mule when they're new and they don't know nothing about walking in them traces, they're gonna rub hair off their legs. That's just all there is to it. And if you ain't rubbing the hair off their legs, then you probably ain't doing it right. And I don't mean to sound arrogant when I say that. Whoa, now, whoa. I'm just telling you the truth. If you're turning them and doing figure eights, and these mules and horses don't know how to stay off them traces, you're gonna rub a little bit of hair off of them. But that's all right. Get you some ointment, put on it at night. The hair will heal up here in a few days. You'll never see them sores again. They'll stay straight in the harness and they'll be broke. That's the main thing. All right, let's see how they go this time. Let me get my stick ready in case I need it on June. Or May, I'm sorry. All right, let me get their attention. All right, May, June. All right, they're not going the best, but they are going. When they get a little bit more tired, they won't start as fast, and everything will work out a little better. But in the beginning, you just kind of gotta, you know, take what you can get. They'll settle in, and they'll do it just like I want them to here in a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna drive around a while. I'm gonna work them down, get them tired, and I'll check back in with y'all in an hour or two. All right, y'all, we have made it back. We're about, I don't know, an hour and a half in or so. And y'all, I am working them every day. Well, I haven't laid off of them, and I'm not going to. I'm gonna work them for at least a week solid without any breaks. I say any breaks, I mean we're only working 3.5, maybe 4 hours a day right now. Now the first couple of days I worked them all day, but now we're only working about 3.5, 4 hours, just whenever I get home in the afternoon. But I want to show you what I've been doing with them today. Okay, so we've been driving around. I showed y'all a little bit earlier, but in this field right here, it goes uphill going that way. So what we've been doing is coming down here to the bottom and turning, going up this hill, and then turning around, coming right back down, and then turning and going right back up. So they still get some turning, some bridle movement, but it ain't a whole lot on them all at one time. Plus they get to pull this hill and then have a break coming back down. So they get to learn how to pull a little bit hard and then ease up coming back. They get a little bit of both worlds. Come here, G. G, June. Or I mean, sorry about that. I got confused, y'all. Oh, good thing they don't hold it against me. Now, some things I'm looking for going up this hill is they'll tend to crowd that tongue. I'm gonna have to hold them apart with the lines a little, put a little more pressure on the lines to hold them apart. And the main thing, y'all, is I don't want them charging going up this hill. I want them walking. Look how they're walking right now. They done found that double low. That's what I like. They got a good double low gear and they have found it, and I like it. And it is good that they have found it this early on in the training. Normally it takes a team a little while to find that double low. But I want them to pull up this hill. I want them to pull even and together, and I want them to stay spread out. Now again, stand up. Again, this low will teach them to spread out eventually. All right, mate, come here, G. Come here, G. Easy, June. You see how much better they're turning? They're turning so much better. They're stepping around like a pair of broke mules ought to be, almost. They're getting a lot smoother. But again, y'all, they're wore down. You know, y'all seen the difference in them now and whenever I started. Now, a lot of people will only show this part because they want to show you the good parts and, you know, how much progress they've made. That's not what I'm trying to do. what I'm trying to do is show you the faults that they have, and then how long it takes them to get their minds right, like we're doing now. It don't take that long, y'all. Dragging this load, refocusing their attention, it does not take long at all. You just got to get out here and work. There's no real secret to breaking them. You just got to put in the time. I've been out here every day. We started Saturday. I worked Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Today's Tuesday, day 4. And we're going to keep right on working, right on through the week. Got to put the time in. Stand up. Now come here, Haw. Come here, June. Haw. Haw. Come here. Haw. I want them to keep moving in the turn. I don't want them to stop. May's been kind of bad about slacking up a little bit too much. And see, they're not smooth in the turns right now, y'all, but they're not broke. They're nowhere near broke. And they're not going to be smooth right now. Every once in a while they'll be smooth, but they're not going to be smooth every turn. They're going to bump into each other, and you know, one's going to get faster in the turn than what they should and not slow up when they should and whatnot. But that's my job, y'all. My job is to break them and teach them. And that's what I'm doing. See, I'm not letting them run up this hill. I'm letting them learn how to pull slow and steady up this hill. And when the load gets heavy, from now on, they'll learn that. Whenever we start logging and they pull a big log, they'll learn to put that butt down and grunt and not try to run with it. So that's what we're doing by going up and down this hill right here. Now I think y'all get the idea of what we're doing on this hill. And we're gonna go back over and go through the trees. Stand up. And then I'm gonna talk to you about giving them a break. G, come here. Come here, G. Now they turn pretty good to the right, and that's because June is on the right. June is doing real good. She's done figured out that whenever we turn toward her, she'll slow up, and May's done figured out to speed up a little. Now on the other hand, when we go toward May hadn't figured out to keep it moving and slow up. She wants to either stop or go too fast, but she'll figure it out with time, and they'll get smooth. It won't take them long either, y'all. 3 or 4 more days and they'll be doing pretty good as far as turning. They'll be smooth. But look, I'm driving with my fingertips, y'all. That's what I was trying to tell y'all about these bits. And I'm driving with my fingertips mainly because of that load behind them. That load is doing most of the work. It ain't the bit itself, it's the load. You break a mule or horse from the back end, not the front end. In other words, you break them from pulling, not from the bit. Look how these lines are. I can keep slacking my line, look. And they're walking just as pretty and steady. They're not charging. They're not running fast, you know, trying to get away from me. They're just pulling nice and slow and gentle and easy. And that's because of that load back there. That load's getting their mind right. All I gotta do is make minor corrections with the lines and just keep enough slack out of them that if they should run, if something scared them and they jumped to run, I could catch them before they ever got a stride or two made. Y'all, they're not gonna run unless they give you a little bit of warning. And if you can catch them before they ever do run, jump to run, they'll never run. All right, come here, Haw. Most of the time a mule gets away from somebody because they got their lines hanging down here like this and they ain't paying attention, and something happens and the mule starts to run, gets 2 or 3, you know, steps made, and by that 3rd or 4th step, that mule's gone. And you ain't about gonna get him back by then. Look how slow and easy they're walking now. They're walking like a pair of work mules ought to walk now, in my humble opinion. Now everybody can break them what they want to, but now they are doing it right, y'all. Look at that, man. I don't know that I've ever been more proud of a young pair than I am of these right now. And I'm not bragging on them just cause they're mine. I'm not bragging on them because I'm the one breaking them. I'm bragging on them because of them. They're the ones that deserve the credit. They're walking just like I like them to walk. Now let's see if we can get them to go through these trees and not hesitate and do like I want them to. Sometimes they do good, sometimes they don't. Come here, Haw. Now, Haw, May. See how May kind of get jerky in the turns? That's all right. She'll get smoother in the days coming. She'll learn what she's supposed to do. June's already picked up on it. Look how June's walking around in these turns. For the most part, June's got it picked up. Watch June slow up a little bit. she'll slow them steps up and just start side passing. Man, that's what I want. And that's a hard thing to teach a mule or a horse, y'all. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. It's hard to teach them the side pass, but she's already starting to learn it. All right. And as we do more and more of these turns like this, they'll both pick up on it. Them trace changes gonna pull them around. That tongue's gonna push them around. Now they are getting skin up on their legs, yes, I know. But that's part of it, y'all. Like I said earlier, it's part of it. All at a heel up, you won't never know it. Come here, Haw. You'll never even know them places was ever there here in a week or two. You won't be able to see them. There'll be no evidence that there ever was even there. But this is necessary, y'all, to get them broke. See, sometimes they'll, you know, every turn is not perfect. They'll do one every once in a while that's really good, and then every once in a while they'll jack one plumb up and make a mess out of it. But that's because they're young and they're not broke. Come here, G. Come here, G. G, May. May's side passing pretty good right now. Now on the next one, she may jack it all up. All right, come here, G. I like talking to them because they learn your voice, and it kind of teaches them to anticipate turning, so it saves their mouth. Come here, G. G. Old man Jack Strode always said that he'd drive them with his mouth more than he'd drive them with the lines. Some people accuse me of talking to my mules too much. Well, that's fine. You talk to yours however you want to, and I'll talk to mine how I want to. Come here, Haw. See how they're not smooth yet. They're still kind of jerky, kind of herky-jerky in the turns. Come here, Haw. Haw, G. Haw, Haw. Now, if I talk to them more, they'll be smoother. But I'm trying to talk to y'all too, because I want y'all to see what they're doing and what I'm doing. So let's make a couple rounds just me talking to them. You'll see the difference. Now, come here, G. G, June. G. 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 Easy. Easy. All right. Easy, G. Come here, G. All right, now, Haw. Haw, May. May, Haw. They find rest in your voice, y'all. Haw, Haw. Come here. Haw. There's a stump hole right there. They don't like stepping around it, but they will. In due time, they will. We'll go up here and make us a little different pattern and let them haw. Give them a chance to show y'all that they can. They just don't like that stump hole. Come here, Haw. Haw, June. June, Haw. There you go. Nice and easy. Smooth and easy. All right, G little. Get in there. All right, come here, Haw. Haw, Haw. Show them that you can. Y'all can do it. See how they're getting bridle wise? They're learning how to give it that bit. Now come here, G. G, easy. Easy. G. They're learning that bit. A little bit at a time. G, come here, June. G, we ain't going straight yet. Come here, G. Remember, pressure and release. Pressure and release. G. All right. Don't sit there and just hold the line. Put a little pressure on them and then give them a chance to do the right thing. Pressure and release. They learn from the release of pressure, not pressure itself. Come here, G. G, Jim. G. My G. Come here, G. This is a very important exercise. They're learning how to go in and out of timber, and they're learning how to turn all at the same time. And come here, Haw. May, get in there. Haw, little. All right. Now, whenever they get to a place where I want them to go straight, I tell them, all right. That lets them know to walk on. I forgot what I was going to tell y'all back there. I lost my train of thought there. It'll come to me and I'll tell you. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. As I was going through them trees, y'all, it was kind of giving them a little bit of a break from pulling this tire. Because whenever they walk straight and level like they're doing now, they got to pull this tire. You know, it's a steady pull the whole time. Pulling this tire, going around them trees sideways, you get a lot of side load, and it kind of gives them a little bit of a break, if that makes any sense. The next thing I'm gonna show y'all is what I do about teaching them how to stop and stand. That is two of the most important things that they've got to learn early on in their beginning of their training. We're gonna do it over here in just a minute. I'm gonna show y'all how I go about that. June's pretty much already picked up on stopping. May is a little bit behind her. Both of them are doing good. I would say June's a little bit ahead in some ways. May's a little bit ahead in other ways. They're going to complement each other really well. They're going to make a real nice team because her strong points is going to complement her, and her strong points is going to complement her. So they're going to make a real nice team, y'all. Real nice. Time it's all said and done. All right. Whoa. Now see, June locked her right down. Whoa, May. Whoa, stand up a little. Whoop. 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 All right, now when they won't stand, all right, let's go. You just let them go and keep working them. Now, if I had them two tires behind them, y'all, they wouldn't be doing this right here, I promise you. Them two tires will put the squat on them. It's cool today. They're a little sore, so I didn't want to wear them plumb out. That's why I'm not pulling two tires. But I could put them two tires behind them, and that right there wouldn't happen. But that's what you do. When you stop them and they won't stand still, start them back up. Let them keep working. They will here in just a minute, time we start up this hill. And when you do give them a break, let them stand there for a while, and don't just start them right back up. Let them stand there a while and enjoy that break as long as they're still. That's the secret to teaching them how to stand. You work them into standing, not trying to put them in a round pen and make them go around in circles and all that kind of stuff. You want to break a work mule or a workhorse, and you want them to stand good, get out here and pull these loads, and that'll teach them to stand better than anything else you can do, I promise you. Now we're gonna start up this hill. Like I told you, they went through them trees a time or two, and they got rested a little bit. That's why May wasn't as willing to stand. She will be time we pull this hill a time or two. She'll be huffing just a little bit. She'll be more willing to stand. And again, when you do give them a break, let them stand until they give you a reason not to. When they start fidgeting around and moving, start them back up. Pretty soon, y'all, if you keep working them long enough and hard enough, they'll learn to stand. Jack Strode said, a mule that won't stand the hitch or harness is a mule that ain't never been worked long enough and hard enough. Again, I don't want them running up this hill. G, come here, G. G, May. May, G. Come here, G. Yep. Yep, that was a good smooth turn. That's what I'm looking for. All right, stand up. Now we're gonna go down here and turn them around and start coming back up the hill. And we'll give them a break going uphill. They're a little bit more willing to stand when they're going uphill than they are going downhill. That's another little trick you can think about too. I don't want them running up this hill. I want them to stay spread out. I'm using the lines to kind of help keep them spread out for now. But y'all, that load is going to do it too. That load is going to teach them how to square up. And they're pulling this 800-pound tire behind me. They're pulling it and they ain't even sweating. I mean, it ain't even working them really. I could use that other one today. But I decided to be easier on them and let them kind of have just a little bit of a break. Come here, Haw. Now, Haw. Come here, June, Haw. Haw. Now, when I turn them, I want to give them the opportunity to do the right thing. It takes a little time sometimes to get them going in the right direction. Come here. Now let's go about halfway up this hill and then we'll stop them and let them blow. They'll be a little more willing this time. June's pretty willing anyway. May's the one that's causing more trouble about that today. And up till today, she's been the one that's been doing pretty good about standing. As far as, you know, after we've been working and whatnot. But like I said, they'll both have their days. I'll keep them spread out. All right, whoa. 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 All right. Now, I didn't want to talk while I was giving them a break because I thought maybe that might be the reason why she didn't want to stand still. That's because I was talking. But obviously, that's not the case. So we'll let her keep on pulling. And this time, y'all, it's one of them deals to where I ain't gonna be able to show y'all what a good standing mule looks like right now. June's doing pretty good, but May's not. They're a team. They live together. They fight together. They got to do everything together. G, come here. Come here, G. So with that being said, we still got work to do. And we're gonna keep right on doing exactly what we're doing right now until I get these results I'm looking for. I'm looking for a solid whoa, and I'm looking for standing still. And I'm looking for the mules being bridle wise, turning left and right, and fairly smooth. All right. I want them to go when I tell them to go. It might not be the smoothest takeoff, but that's what I'm looking for right now in the training syllabus that they're in. We're not moving forward until we get these characteristics that I'm looking for. A good solid whoa, standing still whenever I tell them to, when I give them a break, and then we want them to be halfway bridle wise to where when they'll turn and turn fairly smooth, and then we'll move on into something else. And probably what I'm gonna move into next is I'm gonna start hitching them out in the wide open instead of hitching them up next to a tree. I'll start ground driving them once I know that June is settled enough that I'm not gonna have any trouble. Main thing, y'all, is staying 10 steps ahead of them. I don't want any trouble. So whenever I know I'm not gonna have any trouble with them, or I feel good about not having any trouble with them, come here, Hall, now. Hall, June, get in there. Then I'll start hitching them out in the wide open. But we got to get these other steps done first. And I want to, you know, put a good solid whoa on them. They got to know that. So that's what we're going to keep working on. And if it takes 3 or 4 more days, it takes however long it takes. I'm not rushing them. I'm going to let them work at their own pace. We'll go to the top of the hill and try it one more time. And if it don't work, we'll end the video for today and we'll keep working. All right. But I want to give y'all this information as we're working too. I don't want it to just be a boring video of you watching 2 mules butts drive around in a field all day. That's what we're doing though. There's no secret to it. Every day we're going to come down here and drive around until I get them safe. And once I get them kind of half green, broke, and safe, I'll start carrying them to the woods. And then they'll really start learning. Limbs will start hitting them in the legs, and chainsaws are blaring, and trees are falling, and learning how to pull bigger loads and learning how to hold a wagon back. I mean, they got a whole lot to learn, y'all. Come here, G. G now, G. G. All right. Whoa. Whoa. gotta go. It's starting to get dark, but I wanted to show y'all day number 4 of these colts. What we've been working on, where we're at, and where we're headed. Okay, we won't move into the next phase or do anything new until we learn that whoa, good solid whoa, standing still when working, and standing still hitching. And then we need to get bridle wise, more bridle wise, a little smoother in the turns, and then we'll move into something else. And probably the next things we're going to do is start driving out here hitching in the wide open. We'll start teaching them how to cross a tongue back and forth and hitching out here in the middle of the wide open and ground driving. Because then I'll have a good handle on them. I won't have to worry about them running sideways and all that mess, you know, like I told you earlier. Everything's working out just fine so far. They're doing good. I'm proud of them. They just need more driving. Like my buddy Mr. Ronnie always said, and my pawpaw, my granddaddy, he said, just keep driving them. Sweaty collar pads and sweaty saddle pads, y'all make good horses and good mules. There ain't no secret to it. That's it. They need to be handled right, you know, but the main thing is they need to be handled every day, especially in the beginning. Every day really makes a big difference. You just make so much more headway. They don't have to go back and relearn nothing. They'll just pick right up tomorrow where they left off today and keep right on trucking. Thank y'all for hanging out with us again and watching. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate it. I love hearing from y'all, all the emails I've been getting, the phone calls, the comments, everything. To all the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing and being here. It's good to have you. And I hope we can all just become like family, talk to each other. You know, we'll have a good time. I want y'all to learn, come here and relax, hang out. Even if you don't care about horses and mules or chainsaws and logging, I want my channel to be somewhere that anybody of any level can come and hang out, have a good time, and relax. And look, I'm gonna put my email up here on the screen. If any of you need me, hit me up in the emails. If we need to, we'll exchange phone numbers. We'll, you know, call each other, talk, whatever we need to do. Be glad to help you in any way I can. Any questions you got about this and you don't understand, feel free to ask it, y'all. There's no dumb question with me. I'm always happy to help. And I'm gonna pray for you. As always, I'm gonna pray for you. I mean that, I really do. I care about all of you. I care about your soul. I care about where you stand with Jesus Christ, and I'm gonna be praying for you. And I pray that these videos, over time, as you watch more and more of these videos, y'all, I pray that I'll be a good example for you to follow. And I pray that you'll see what it is to be a Christian. I'm not always right, y'all. If you watch me, you're gonna see me fail. The only person that come on this earth that was perfect is Jesus Christ himself. I just read about him, and I try my best to be like him as much as I can. So with that, I'm gonna pray for you. Y'all have a good evening, and I'll see you next time.